Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? As ever, I hope you're all well. I see Franco and Seth there, ready for some absolutely noble intentions. Hello there, Ash. Welcome back, as per usual. Democracy? Bah. You know, no one should ever allow me to make an estimate on how much time something is going to take. Because I started making curry at around 2. Like, pretty much exactly 2. And my estimation was, this is going to take me 4 hours, and I posted as such on Blue Sky. Yeah, the curry finished at 6, and then I had to eat it and clean up after it. So, well, I made one correct estimate. So that's why this is a little late, but, you know, fashionably so. Is a Twitch add-on for this on? Ooh, that is an excellent question. Let me noodle around with that real quick, like. Because I'm going to guess that the answer is whoops. Gamers. Those are extensions, isn't it? Yeah. Alright. Yeah, we don't need DVD tooltips right now. Alright. It should be active now. Let me know if it isn't. You see it? Excellent. I don't believe in time. It's an odious concept. Memories of Seth's last play of this and her now completely busted Dynasty game. Oh boy. I tell you what though, being in the kitchen for 4 hours, cooking one thing. Oof. I have the wonderful situation of being saddled with folks who insist on having their carrots julienned in tiny pieces, or they will reject it. And carrots are kind of an important part of Japanese curry, so that kind of leaves me in, well, time to spend an hour on 4 carrots. Stats have gotten a little extremely out of hand. Oh boy. Well, that sounds wild. Carrot, onion, potato, always. I have my own little spin that I throw in at the end, though. Alrighty. Alright, so Franco says, I have to ask you this beforehand, because I have a feeling this is going to go, something, if I don't. Are you both going to be in the same court? Do you do sweet Japanese style curry, spicy, or spicy? So my methodology is to basically follow things by the book, but then at the back end I add honey. We do like to argue. You two do seem good at that, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that anyone ever actually did like sweet curry, so you know it's like, okay, let's do some honey. Put enough in to make it, you know. I sense there's sweetness, but not necessarily. Oh, there's honey in this. It's not arguing, it's bickering. Yeah, you know, it's all fun. It's all the same fun, really. Alright, so the last time I ran this, things went really weirdly sideways. So I'm going to start a new dynasty because, that was... I don't know how to describe that, but it kind of felt like the counts got massively ripped off. And I don't want to have a dynasty based off of what felt like one faction basically being given the game by RNG. Like, they were the only ones allowed to take turns. And one entire faction was just locked out of the game for, like, a whole year. It was bonkers. Indian Thai-inspired curry? Oh, totally fair. Japanese curry is just kind of what I have available. Alrighty, play on Twitch. Alright, we've got the counts, because I'm like the only one who ever runs with counts. No one ever seems to run counts. Except for, like, Cess and Frank. Who else do we want to do here? I suppose we have to have the patricians, because everyone has the dang patricians. And let's see here. Let's go with the barons, just so like we have a an odd-numbered theme here. In Cess's last round, I was literally the only member of one faction for both games. Oh dear. Party game mode seems neat for people who have huge followings and don't want to get too out of hand. Not the norm is your only desire. Yeah, a lot of people really like doing the patricians, I've noticed. And a lot of people really like doing the chiefs. The grandees and the march and the barons don't show up often, I notice. And then, like, no one ever runs the dang counts. So that's why counts are number one. Alrighty. Type join to join. Include pronouns in that if you want pronouns in there. And, let's see here. Yep, if you own the game, you can join a specific region. How's the audio, by the way? Alright, we've got Ash over in the Barons. Cess over here with the best faction. Franco over here muscling in on my ocean. It's going to force Barons, but I'll leave that out. Fair enough. Alright, we'll see if we get anyone else going. Having a bit of a slow turnout for the moment. We'll see if that changes. Alrighty then. Bowling night. Alright, let's just kind of scoot through like the opening bits here. Alright, nobles. What kind of coronation is happening here? Oop, let's relocate my position here because I am in front of everything. Yep. I am not going in the river. I am not fresh water. You stop that. Make sure that you follow the correct syntax there. Alrighty. Foreign dignitaries, alright. Just draining the treasury immediately. I see what you're up to over there, you two. Dignitaries arrive from all corners of Celeste Ath, and it's only appropriate you show off. A trained eagle drops a ruby-encrusted crown atop your head as you stand on a golden podium. Wow, opulent. The odd crowd includes such influential figures as the Dukes of Sal, the Princesses of Tavelin, and even a pearl bearer from Atesh. Lucrative trade deals are struck at the evening's feast. So, yeah, trade is up and y'all got paid. I can certainly see why you did that. Coronations are nonsense. It sounds hilarious. Absolutely. Only the Grand Pensionary of Kurth is not in attendance. The Republic, after all, is fundamentally opposed to the very concept of monarchy. Hey, there's Spymaster. Let's see here. Goal. Well, y'all just went and raised trade, so let's say trade. Kingdom appears to be mirrored Panama. Oh boy. My holding's so large. Like, I like how the coast is just like, okay, we have the Panama Canal, as Franco noted. Time to start Banana Republic. You need to be over there. Is the coast is actually on the coast and the east is sort of actually east. Yeah. Yeah. I've definitely seen it where the east is like to the south or something. It's like, what? Alright. The Council of Nobles. Alright, so, Counts of the East. Ooh, I like yours, Sess. Yours is real good. Alright. Franco, what you got? Neat. I swear, the Counts have the best dresses. Like, no one has dresses as good as the Counts. So, Ash, this is canon. Not King Graham. Yeah, I was kind of wondering. It's like, Alright, here comes your schemes. Fellow Counts, in ancient times the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not with false Queen Fernea wears the crown. Alright, Cess, what's your goal here? Doppelganger, ascension, or possession? Lower own defiance for doppelganger. Yeah, this guy's got a luck to him, you're right, Franco. The Counts plan to swap the real queen for a perfect doppelganger. First, they must gain the trust of the Spy Master. You stay away from my Spy Master. To advance their scheme, the Counts must keep defiance at 4 or less in 4 seasons. Jeez, this guy. Tobias of the Frank OGT family. Charismatic Navy Admiral scribbles with a well-used quill on a hardwood desk, muttering in frustration. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of Queen Fernea. Something must be done. So what must be done? Subterfuge, uprising, or corruption? Like my guy less, I'd like him even less. Subterfuge, lower stability. Alright. The patricians plan to replace the Queen's advisors with their own agents. First, they must prove they're doing a bad job. To advance the scheme, the patricians must lower stability to 4 or less in 3 seasons. Alright, now for you. You open-planed jackwagons. Isaac of the Frequency Ash bloodlines, sinister marcher prodigy, stands before him a blazing hearth, shouting and swearing. When have the barons of the March backed down from a fight? Never! I know you'll do whatever it takes to put me, your rightful king, on the throne. Alright, Ash. Sorcery, intimidation, or propaganda? I have a feeling I know where this one's going to go. Exclamation vote and then the letter. There you go. And yeah, I knew you were going to go for sorcery. Of course you would. Recent updates have made it so that the winning faction attempt loyalty to their now allied monarch. Yep. I am aware of that. I was considering running that, but I didn't want to keep like the prior history that just kind of ended completely lame. The barons plan to make a bargain with a wizard. These immortal spellcasters seldom get involved in political squabbles, but perhaps if the queen was considered a threat to their autonomy. To advance their scheme, the barons must raise authority to 5 or more in 2 seasons. Oh, good grief! Your goal's already done. And it's not going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy to manipulate that one. Cess has less of a freebie than it seems because raising defiance is Honestly, kind of easy. I am noticing that I have the very unfortunate position where, on the one hand, stability needs to be high, but authority needs to be low, so I can't have a lot of resistance to defiance, and then, like, in order to thwart Cess, I need to raise defiance, so, ugh. That puts me in a really rough spot. And I have a feeling that that's Cess and Franco just kind of being like, I know what we're doing. Or at least Cess. Franco picked this one for the sake of story path reasons. Alright. What weapon do I take here? I'm gonna go with Royal Gamble here. I'm, in fact, unable to look more than 2 seconds ahead of yourself. Alright, so... Oh, do we not actually have a thing in, Okay, so we don't have anything going on in the coast. We have something going on in the Heartland, the Counts, and in the Marshes. Well, let's see what's going on over there in, the east. Bees! The bees have vanished. All the bees? All of them, all across the east. We Counts rely on the bees for our honey trade. But worse, in the east, bees are bringers of good fortune. We look after them and they look after us. It's a grim omen indeed if they've deserted us. Our peasants are scared of what we've offended the bees somehow. We must track them down. Bees come and go, let nature take its course. Send messengers to investigate other regions. Ask the peasants if they noticed anything wrong. Alright. Ash, it's not voting time yet. You have to wait for the bell to go. Alright. I know that no one's going to go for C. I have a feeling y'all are going to go for B there. So I'm going to say, if you want B, pay me. Voting is now open. And this is why I picked that option. I can't stop you from voting for something that I don't want you to necessarily. But I can make you give me an advantage in doing so. The eastern beehives continue to languish, but the Counts are grateful that the council takes the situation seriously. Messengers be ready themselves to traverse the kingdom and find the bees. Surely it shouldn't be too hard to find such a huge swarm. Alrighty. Let's see what's going on down in the marshes. A theft! My liege, this is an outrage. I demand justice. Last week, Lord Patrician Franco GT shook my hand as a supposed show of reconciliation and stole my family's lucky ring in the process. Depths below, nonsense. Rummaging through your drawers and I'm sure you'll find the thing. Your Majesty, a feud has stood between our families for centuries. Franco GT's ancestor left my ancestors penniless after a cutthroat dice game. Please, being a bad gambler is hardly a grievance. Enough! I know Frank OGT stole my priceless ring. It brings the March great luck and bounty, and my dear cousin is to wear it when they marry. Alright, we got some immediate beef, and I'm thrilled about this. I probably did do this. Okay, that's definitely a lie. I have no luck. Alright, send the Chancellor to the coast to investigate. Arrest Lord Patrician Frank OGT immediately. Leave squabbling nobles to deal with the situations themselves. Alright, I'm going to veto C. We're going to take some kind of action here. Stop your drama, my bees need to be found. This is my favorite part about this game, when folks get into character and just like start trash talking each other. Alright, Chancellor's going to the coast. Vote. Have yourself arrested. Frequency Ash thanks you profusely, but the patricians are furious that the accusations are being taken seriously. Alright, March Defiance down. Coast Defiance up by 2 ticks. Oof. You order the Chancellor to search Frank OGT's phone for the ring. Goodness me! I do enjoy tales about such mysteries. I shall do my best. I asked for this, but I'm mad about it. Alright, honor guard time. One evening, you're sitting up in bed reading some paperwork when a filth-encrusted peasant wanders into your bedchamber as bold as brass. Hello, Yamaj! Glad I finally found you. This bloody place is a maze. Mind if I take a seat? I feel like there's only one appropriate response here. Guards! But your palace watch is nowhere to be seen, despite you yelling yourself hoarse. Listen, I've got a bloody great idea for you. What if we tied a bunch of birds to a knight? I reckon you could field some aerial troops and totally dominate the battlefield. That's a horrible plan. Before the peasant can explain further, your marshal bursts into the bedchamber, sword drawn. Your Majesty, I'm sorry I didn't come sooner. I have no idea where the palace watch are. Do you want me to kill this intruder? I want to hold a vote on his proposal. Just get out of here. Arms behind your back, scumbag. The peasant is dragged from your bedchamber, still babbling about bird nights. When the marshal returns, she looks grim. If one thing's clear from this mess is that you need an honor guard who actually keep you safe, not like the pathetic watch. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you can just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to coin above all. Alright. Tell me about who the options are. Oh, he has different ideas depending on, like, on RNG. That's kind of amazing. Says this guy's idea was rubbing dirt on the plate. Oh, no. Alright. So the Eastern Knights, the Order of the Drowned Rose, are highly respectable. They'll understand palace etiquette, but it's been years since they fought an actual battle. They mostly write poems these days. Alright, so the Patricians, a gang of low-born crooks who've turned themselves into celebrities through their skill at chopping other people to bits. They're vain and selfish. Their skill in battle is undeniable, but can you trust them? Not really. Alright, the Veterans of the March. These soldiers have fought more battles than they've had hot dinners. They'll be uncouth, no doubt, and won't adapt well to life in the palace, but they're loyal and tough as nails. And what about the foreign mercenaries? Band of fearsome fighters from the Chatterland called the Battle-Bitten Brethren. They specialize in bodyguard work, but they're costly, and hiring foreigners will betray a lack of confidence in our kingdom's fighters. Good grief, I cannot afford those mercenaries. I can't even pretend. Alright, let's go with the patricians. I don't necessarily want loyal ones. I want ones that'll get y'all settled. The gladiators arrive a few weeks later. The men are bare-chested and the women underdressed, eager to show off their bodies as much as their weaponry. They gather behind your throne and begin oiling themselves up. I have made the best decision. I have no regrets about that one. At this time, anyway. Alright, so... Well, I want Defiance really high from the east, so... We'll see how this goes. Alright. I'm just imagining the DQ Builder style musclemen. Oh boy. Honor Guard has arrived. Will they stop oiling themselves in time to save your life? Probably not. Alright, so... Oh, Skitch has arrived, and Skitch is with the marchers, it would appear. Alright, we've got the barons over here. So, to explain this for those who are not familiar, once I start the auction, use exclamation fund, select a letter that corresponds to what you want to fund, and then after that, scribe in the denomination that you wish to pitch towards the auction. You only actually permanently lose the money if what you vote for, for what you sponsor gets constructed. The top two funded structures are what will be constructed. You can attempt to fund as much as you want, but any pledges you make are going to be locked in until the end of the auction. So Monument is authority up. Thieves Guild is trade down. Deer Park is farming down. Fortress is military up. Library is stability up. And prison is stability down. It does not matter which region is making this thing. Outside of, like, Fortress will raise the Count's military, but the ones that are available for the patricians, the stability, that's kingdom-wise, because that's a kingdom stat, not a region stat. We will now begin. Ash going in heavy on the authority. Let's see here. Skitch going for the library. Let me check something real quick. If I recall correctly, wasn't the patrician's goal to lower stability? And then the barons want to raise authority, I think it is. Just want to make sure that everyone's on the same page. Alright, so funded. We have a prison. Stability down. Great. And a fortress. Military up in the east. This is why I spent literally all my money. I'm planning for the future? I bet you are. Just in case that ring does get found, no money for Ash because I'm broke. Oh, that's beautiful. That's maximum scumbag, and I adore it. Alright, you want your ring? We're searching for the ring. Your Majesty, I found Baron Frequency Ash's ring, but the situation is delicate. Lord Patrician Franco GT's cousin has it, because Frequency Ash's cousin used it to propose to them. Oh boy. My guardian Franco GT doesn't understand true love. My dear Kali and I are meant to be together, feud or no. All we want is a quiet life. A little garden, a flock of geese, 20 acres of land or so. No one knows about this romance yet, but tensions are high. Both regions are using the feud to fuel a full-on rivalry between barons and patricians. Perhaps I'm soft-hearted, but I can't help feeling for this young couple. Is there a way we could resolve this peacefully? Let's see here. Not doing dowry. Not giving you people any more money. Let's see here. Probably bless the couple's union. Probably forbid the romance. I think we'll publicly bless the union. How dare you care about the ring more than my bees? No, I'm cool with this outcome. This is just a telenovela style drama. Who cares? My bees matter. Being cool with it goes against my own personal interests, apparently. You formally bless the upcoming marriage of Kali and Narcisse. Both barons and patricians are outraged, claiming that you've disrespected their centuries-long feuding tradition. As wedding preparations begin, the story of the love-struck couple catches the imagination of the Marcher peasants, who work together to make a huge cornucopia as a wedding gift. Stability is up, farming is up. Let's see here, can I check? Oop. Alright. A stinging problem. This sounds like bee-related matter. Let them charges. I want ruin. Look, talk to your cousin. Bees are the ecology fail. The messenger you sent to look for the Count's bees has returned, Your Majesty. We've discovered where they went. They've been seen in the march. Baron Frequency Ash stamps in, his face swollen and covered with stings. Those damned Counts. I bet they sent their bees of theirs just to trouble us. I did wonder what was going on with your face. Yeah, it's terrible. By the 9th, those bees must be destroyed. No one dares to go outside. Our markets are ruined. Blood and stars. These bees are our livelihood. If they're killed, they'll bring bad luck to all of us. Then you should have taken better care of them, shouldn't you? Well. Focus on luring the bees back to the east. Destroy the bees in the march. Get the church to heal the peasants. Oh boy. Bring the bees away! I haven't started yet. One of us is science on our side. I'm going to say B. Many counts are furious, as are their peasants. The killing of bees will only bring bad fortune, and no one wants that on their head. Still, the barons are quick to praise your decisive action. You wait until you decide exactly how to proceed. You can't entice me with a good time. With the downfalls all. What is really, really stupid dice rolls, of course. Listen, you two are both experienced players, and I fear Cess most of all right now, so I'm kind of working against Cess more than anyone else in the moment. In the twisty passages of your castle, you can avoid your advisors, the nobles, even the spy master, but there's one person you can't avoid. Your mother. Why haven't you found a spouse yet? It's been almost a year. Been busy. Alright. Yeah, ladies. Alright, end of the season. In the march, Baron Frequency Ash stands atop a border fort, flanked by soldiers, glaring out over Ashmedian territory with a scowl. Below, a portcullis rattles open. A twisted stone figure is carried into the fortress, borne on a palanquin carried by a hollowed-eyed apprentices. The Baron goes down to meet him. Well, I have taken time out of my very busy schedule to come and meet you in this pimple of a fort on the backside of nowhere. I thought we might have a common goal. Save your breath, I already know what you want from me. Assistance in overthrowing the current queen, am I right? Well, was it that obvious? I was born a long time before yesterday, my good Baron, and unlike some of my more isolated colleagues, I'm no stranger to political machinations. On this occasion, our goals happen to align, but I cannot act on your behalf. Not until the bees are taken care of. Did you say bees? Yes, on this plane, they're simple insects, but in the apiary, the world of dreams and magic, they're powerful and intelligent, calling themselves the dreams of being. They have an innate fondness for royalty and sometimes protect monarchs from magical interference, but they won't harm non-magical folk beyond the occasional sting, so you can deal with them. For the next stage of their scheme, the barons must lower all regions' combined farming to 14 or less in 4 seasons. Hey there, Life Forcer. Welcome back. You gonna join in? I was going to really hurt herself with that coach. I attempted doing surgery against Seth. Got stuck due to the wild stats of that dynasty at the time. Right then. Yeah. Taxing the tar out of the counts. And the other two I don't really care about too much. Actually, you know what? I think I can afford to tax the barons as well. Don't have enough wealth to give me? Not my problem. Come to accept that while I get weirdly lucky as a monarch, sometimes whenever team I end up on as a noble just gets kinda cursed. Alrighty. Alright, political marriage stuff. Xenia, eldest daughter of the Eastern Cestball dynasty, according to the counts, she's a little naive, but that may just be compared to the utter ruthlessness of the Eastern courts. She bought a controlling interest in a silver mine in the east and made a killing. She did have to suppress a peasant revolt on her land recently. I wonder why. From the coast, we have Dominica, the wealthy heiress to Lord Patrician Frank OGT's estate. I mean, just look at her. She's gorgeous, and apparently she's got a silver tongue, too. She loves to go hunting, which isn't a common hobby among the patricians. There was also a scandal recently, for she was publicly critical of the church. Nothing came of it. I'm noticing that all of these folks have, like, histories. Finally, we have the Marches offering Johanna, scion of the prestigious Skitch Studio bloodline, and you can be sure she'll tell you all about how prestigious her bloodline is. She's a zealous follower of the ninth god, able to quote scripture backwards and forwards and at volume. Oh, and she's not popular with the peasantry. Something about her sets their teeth on edge. Gonna go with the coast on this one. I'm pretty up for just spitting in the face of churches, generally speaking. Get that double rebellion. Alright. So about the happy couple. Your Majesty, that couple from the March and the coast are here to speak to the council. Oh, Your Highness, you've brought us so much joy. I can't believe I finally get to be with my dear Narcisse. But it's not all good. We wanted to get married and start a farm together. Enjoy some peace and quiet for a change. All we need is each other, and a few adorable animals, and the wedding would be tiny, 300-400 people at most. But of course, Frequency Ash and Frank OGT refuse to give us anything. Please, Your Majesty, help us just once more. Alright. Option A, Ash should give the couple some Marcher land. B, Frank OGT should give the couple some land. The couple should forge their own path in the east. This farm idea is silly, they're on their own. I don't even have 300 gold. Yep, the only option that doesn't raise farming is, in fact, D. And I definitely want that farming up. So I'm going to veto that one. Cess and I actually agreeing for once. Cess just wants to have any money to do anything with at all. Please, I need money. My ring is a dowry. Voting is open. It was literally used for the proposal. It was. See money, I vote money. I was actually the one that kind of wanted folks to pick. Alright. Few nobles want their relatives to become humble farmers, especially if it's because of a whirlwind romance with someone of a rival lineage. Neither the barons nor the patricians are happy. But the counts welcome them eagerly, even giving them some scrubby land to live on. Turns out that the lovers have a knack for wilderness life, helped along by the lucky ring, and they quickly cultivate a thriving farm that brings prosperity to the area. Some count's wealth has increased. Farming is now rampant. Rampant farming. Calais and Narcisse even named their first child after the queen. Little Fornea grows up peacefully in the country, far away from the feuding families. The best possible outcome. Alright, so at least I could raise my authority again. I just have to keep the farming up, so hooray for that. Still need to raise the Count's defiance. But I'm close to that one. Baron Frequency Ash arrives at the council session in disarray, still covered in bee stings. Your Majesty, we must deal with this bee menace quickly. The horrible little creatures are stinging our soldiers half to death. Oh boy. Seek out a magical defense, consult a wizard on the matter, manufacture equipment to smoke out the bees and poison them. Life Force, if you want in and to participate, just use exclamation join and put in your pronouns. It'll auto-assign you. Voting's not open yet, Sketch. I'm not inclined to veto anything, even if I could. I don't like that treasury option too much. Because I have a feeling folks are just gonna pick it just to make me waste money. So, let's hedge the bet. Either way, I lose 200 bucks. Vote as you will, I don't really care. Vote F. Hey there, Tara. Welcome. Pardon me, I just had to adjust the stream info there real quick. Ooh, looks like we have a tie. Just want to see a dice roll. Oh no, I have to share the east. Alright, tiebreak goes to me. Want to see a dice roll, do you? We can see a dice roll. No, it failed. Frequency Ash hurries to purchase a bellows and poison, but a mix-up results in him buying something poisonous to humans as well as bees. Soon the marchers' land are littered with dead bees crunching underfoot, but also farmers take to their beds in agony. It takes a long time for them to recover. Says that's not me playing against both of you. That was just me humoring Skitch. Alright, that's the end of the season. The same diff. Anchored a few miles from the sunny coast, Lord Patrician Franco GT has invited his closest confidants aboard his yacht. The kingdom's fine. No one's calling for the Queen's advisors to resign.
Very expensive.
We need to step it up. More chaos. More panic. Then we can swoop in and offer the Queen an olive branch. Indeed, and if she doesn't want to take it, we'll smack her with it until she gives in. The Patrician's aim is to lower stability to 4 or less, which I've thankfully managed to hold. Alright. Reverse voting. That never seems to work well. Anonymous voting. Monarch's Iron Choice. Monarch can mark their preferred voting option. If chosen, they gain +1 authority. I kind of like Royal Gamble. I've never seen reverse voting work out. That always seems to end in disaster. Yeah, when there's a ton of people, yeah. Your wedding to Dominica is, naturally, the talk of the kingdom. The nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Dominica at your side. Do you take? Yeah. That over to the east defiance as well? That's not good. Your new wife Dominica laps up the attention, delivering a witty speech in which she flatters you outrageously. By the time you find yourself alone with Dominica, it's past midnight and you've never felt more tired. You dance very beautifully. It was such a wonderful day, wasn't it? You endure a long conversation in which Dominica seems determined to flatter you relentlessly and agree with everything you say. By night's end, you still don't know who Dominica really is. Her real personality is concealed beneath 100 layers of etiquette. You go to your separate bedchambers, still strangers. The option to say, just kidding, no. Sorry, just take Mer's spouse instead. No, I should have done that. just to thwart Cess's plan, because I don't think I can stop it now. Screaming nightmares. Night after night, you suffer horrible nightmares. Every time, indistinct golden-eyed people shriek in agony, leaving you waking up choking for breath. The effects of the nightmare creep into your waking life. The lack of sleep makes you stumble over your words during council meetings. When you fall asleep during dinner, your mother shakes you awake. Great, I lost authority just randomly. What on earth is going on with you? No sympathy then? The servants are talking, you've been waking up screaming for weeks and it just won't do. Will your wife think it's hardly proper? And what are these nightmares all about? It started after we destroyed the bees in the march. Ah, I understand. It's a royal affliction, and there's a mystic connection between royalty and bees, and sleep is the bridge between the two. When did this turn into Secret World? When did this turn into Secret World? They're likely upset because of you destroying their kindred. I suggest you make a formal apology. To bees? Don't underestimate bees. In the waking world, they are just insects, but legends tell that in the world of dreams, they are far more powerful. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Now will you get out and do something about this? Later that night, you fall asleep as usual. Once again, the terrible screams surround you, driving into your skull. I will plant flowers in the palace. As you make your assurances, slowly, painfully, the screaming fades. As soon as you wake, you have a word with the chief architect about replanting the palace gardens. No problem, Your Majesty. I'll have the gardens bursting with flowers lickety-split. Lavender and foxgloves are planted all over the palace. You're not sure if the bees got the message, but your farmlands across the kingdom flourish, and you suffer your nightmares no more. Cost $500, but now I have a substantial farming shield. As someone who's had nightmares of bees as a kid, this has targeted me and I don't like it. And with that, the farmer lowering challenge has become absurdly difficult. Yeah, I can imagine. Hey Frank, how you doing? Your esteemed highness, the scholars and great thinkers of the East have invented a new farming implement. Some kind of horse-drawn machine that automatically reaps and threshes grain. They call it a wheat eater, and it's revolutionizing agriculture. Well, the East has maximum farming. Clearly this is the sign the East should be the true royal family. Ah, an event that was completely useless for the target. It would be of great use to us on the coast. Our farms are struggling to keep up with demand, you know. Here we have Countess Terra. Will not share the designs with the likes of you, Coastal Leech. Our people worked hard on that machine. We deserve to reap its rewards, not you. Alright. Force the council to distribute the designs, compensate the council for the invention, and share it with other regions. These machines in the east only. Halt the production of these machines. They're an affront to honest farmers everywhere. Yes. You're all against me and each other, in so much that if any other faction wins, you lose. So it may be worthwhile to act maybe not necessarily in your interest, but against the interests of others. Alright, so... I'm actually going to say... I'm going to vote for D. Ten seconds remaining. Voting is closed. I am under no obligation to let everyone get a vote in once time has expired. The East are now aggrieved. The defiance is high. We wanted the machines! The sudden ban of the new reaping machines reverses the progress made in the East, and then some. Bewildered farmers are confronted by preachers decrying the devilish reaping machines. Farming down by 3 in the East. Faith is now irreverent, and defiance is at 5. I should ask the bees for help. Rebel. A little early for that, I think. Yeah, the one team here is their second. That one team here is on their second phase. It's not the East. Hey, I don't want to lose to any of you. If I can shut you all down in one move, then that sounds fantastic to me. Far in the east, Countess Cessball is hosting a dinner party with her castle with a few distinguished guests. Fate is not smiling upon us, friend. We failed to win the Spymaster's trust, and she still watches us with an eagle eye. How goes the search for the look-alike? Not well. I'm still looking. The best I found is a peasant with the wrong-shaped nose, the wrong-colored eyes, and a wooden leg. Don't let that discourage you. Keep searching. Our doppelganger is out there. I'm sure of it. Since the Billy doesn't want to be a common option this go around, I don't think you need to worry about the coast much. Yeah, as long as I keep my stability up, then I prevent rebellion, and yeah, the coast doesn't become a problem. Just need to remove the other leg. Also, considering how much the Marchers need to work against farming over here, they need to get 14 or under, and it's sitting at 18 now, and it was like 21 before. I kind of want to allow them to have a hope of staying in the game, while I also have still like a pretty good buffer. The Spy Master's like, no, I like the Spy Master. Outside the prison, I find it both stability down options have been incredibly obvious veto options. Yeah, it's been kind of rough for that. Yeah, it is everything in the Heartland. That is kind of interesting. Vanity Project. And then 2 things involving hunters. Alright, vanity. The chief architect bustles into your office carrying an armful of parchment. Statues can be torn down, paintings can be burned. Don't you think it's time you left a lasting mark on this kingdom? First, we carve your majesty's visage into the side of a mountain. Oh boy. It will take dozens of artisans, thousands of hours, but it will ensure you're always remembered. Absolutely ridiculous. You call yourself an architect. Well, I went to university and everything. You call a vote to discuss this outrageous plan. A mountainside carved in your likeness will surely get people talking, but it'll take time and a lot of gold. Treasury too low. Go ahead and get the project. Yes, and nobles will fund it. His idea is best left forgotten. This is why I didn't want to throw my veto last time. I'm not doing this. Either you all can pay for it or you can raise the trade. Franco just voting C, even though he knows nothing's going to come of it. When the results of the vote are announced, the chief architect sighs in disappointment. Oh well, I suppose I'll have to focus my work elsewhere. He decides to train up enterprising architects and builders across the kingdom, sharing his knowledge. Many of the nobles make use of this new expertise to renovate their estates. Trade is up. He knows he won't win, he just wants to rebel. Just lashing out. Alright. Roving hunters. Your Majesty, 2 barons are on their way home from an epic hunt and seek shelter for the night. Oh no, I know this scenario. In exchange, they're willing to gift you a rare trophy and provide meat for an extravagant feast, if you so wish. They can stay, but I don't feel like a feast. You invite the barons and their retinue into the palace and exchange pleasantries before turning in for the night. But later that night, you hear strange noises coming from their quarters, like a pig squealing and snorting. What on Celeste Ath did they bring in here? You creep down the corridors and push open the door. The former barons stand before you, transformed into hideous porcine beasts that stand on 2 legs with snouts, tusks, and floppy pink ears. Alright, Skitch, you're Ganon now. No, that's not a wolf. That's not a wolf. Also, Ash, you're not one to talk. Your connection hiccuped? That's just being explained now. It was the meat, my liege. We hunted and butchered an ancient legendary beast. We were told it was cursed, but... we were also told devouring the beast, the spirit of the force itself, would bestow great power. We never thought this would be our reward. Don't worry, I'll keep your secret. Guards, get in here. I won't tell anyone, but you have to leave right now. You look strong. I want this power for myself. Calamity Skitch. Let's keep you close by. Thank you, Your Majesty. 1,000 thanks. We think that the transformation is temporary, but may return in the future. Not to worry, we'll find ourselves a cure when we get back to the march. If anyone finds you, this meeting never happened. They nod furtively and scramble out of the room. The next morning, you part ways with the Barons, who look like ordinary humans again. It's not obvious if the curse was temporary or it's merely hidden during the day. They thank you for the hospitality, gifting you some of their hunting trophies, including the pincers of a colossal crab from the coast known as Heart Pincher. And the treasury goes up. Quote King's Quest 7, wee. To be fair, this is kind of awesome. King's Quest 6. And here we have Countess Terra. Your Grace, you will recall the Queen Consort's recent visit to my lands. Yeah, something about local cheese. Quite so. More importantly, your wife Dominica went on a hunt with some of my vassals and retainers. Tragically, I have some bad news. I've allowed this good peasant to explain. Your Majesty. Relax, take your time. It was the Queen Consort, my prized sow, Princess. She was loose in the fields that day. We had her grazing and your wife, your Highness, she shot her! Is this true, Dominica? I don't remember it happening. I'm sure they would have apologized already if I did. But please, your Madge. Princess is worth more than my whole farm. My family might not get through the next winter without her. I will compensate the loss for both, actually. Wife grimaces and avoids eye contact with you as you render the judgment. Whether in embarrassment or anger, you cannot tell. That one's kind of not in my interests, all things considered. But I'm trying to think long form here. But congratulations, Sess, you get your defiance. And here it is, behold. This isn't the queen, it's this peasant who's this queen's spitting image. Blood and stars, and just in time, the spy master trusts us and we can move on with our next phase. Kidnapping the queen and putting this fool in her place. How do we manage that? We need the kingdom in utter chaos, bad enough that the queen's abduction can slip past unnoticed. The next stage of the scheme, the Count's must lower stability to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Ooh, we got 2 people wanting to lower stability now. She says, my relative married into the royal family here, I'll consider the monarch winning a half-point win. Alright, so we have an auction going on here. A. Farming down. B. Authority down. C. Military up in for the Counts. D. Stability up. E. Stability down. F. Military down for the patricians. Finally, being alone is no longer a hindrance, though I have no money. You have $100. You can make it count. Voting will begin now. We already don't have a military. I mean, you have one. It's not a good one. Sess and Frank would just be like, yeah, okay. Marchers, you could outbid their secondary bids there so that they have to waste more money doing this, or perhaps prevent it at all. Dear, more bees. Big money. Ash is ready to kill some bees. I have no idea what I'm doing. That's fine. Most nobles don't. Alright, structures have been funded. A deer park and a prison. Shots fired. Tara, do you have like the little thingy? Oh, it should be like hovering over here-ish. The overlay. The overlay will tell you what your faction's goals are, so you know what you can work towards if you're not familiar with it. Tangle, there's good, really bad person. It's just a circle on the ground, carved into the dirt with a stick. I've never started it for bees any time of day. It's just a pit in an open field. No, that cost 50. YouTube video. Prison $10. Kingdom's first honor is prison. This is some stocks carved in a log. I feel like that's too ambitious for a low security prison. I like the honor-based prison system. Sometimes these aren't orders here. Suggest. Yeah, you already joined Terra. It should have your stats over in the little widget, like your current wealth and what your faction's goal is. Prisoner fights don't exist in our lands. About your heir. Your marriage to Dominica is not what you'd hope. She seldom sleeps in your bed, and over breakfast you exchange only a few frosty words before she departs on a hunt. The last thing on your mind is procuring an heir, but the needs of the kingdom must prevail. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair. Sense of well, something's missing. An heir. Yep. I would like to do the orphanage thing here, but I'm fairly confident that's going to lower my stability. So don't feel like that's in my good interest. Let's see here. Oh boy, that again. Let's settle this invitation. Your Majesty, you absolutely must come down to the coast next year and experience the Summer Games for yourself. It's the only social event that matters. If you aren't in attendance, well, it would simply be a crime. Come to our Olympics. Tell me more about the Summer Games. Everyone gets drunk and goes to the arena to watch the gladiators battle it out for the title of Golden Champion. Rivers of blood and lakes of wine. Leave your inhibitions in the capital, Your Majesty. I'd like to say no. Honestly, your defiance is pretty low. I could probably get away with it. But, you know, let's go along with it. Oh, this is simply wonderful. It's been so long since a queen attended the games. Last time, as I recall, they were assassinated. Thanks. Not to worry, Your Majesty. I'm sure it won't happen to you. Thank you. Sports. That's too high for me. Lowering stability also incidentally helps me, as we need the exact same thing at the moment, but there's no avoiding that if you want to win. Gonna go for golden assassination. Oh boy. Can't read what your goals are. Screen is too small. I can see my stats, but the chat over top means I can't see my goals. Is there any way I can look at that information? Noble list. Terra, you currently have 1,300 wealth that you can throw around on auctions and other incidental matters. And your goal as a count right now is to lower the kingdom's stability. That's what your goal is at the moment. The coast also shares this goal. The barons want to lower the farming in all regions. You may want to prevent them from getting that. just gonna do what Cess tells you? Alright, fair enough. Alright, well, here we are, it's Kraken time. Or Kraken, rather. A Kraken! A real-life, honest-to-the-ninth Kraken! Just outside my harbor off the western shore. We should send our navy to subdue the beast at once. About that. A Kraken has every advantage in a sea battle, your majesty. Perhaps a lighter touch is preferable. It said Kraken can be appeased by an offering of living creatures. Heretical nonsense. You cannot be considering this, your majesty. Oh boy. So, as hilarious as it would be for the patricians to have their navy get just utterly destroyed, I'm gonna say no to that one. Y'all are not allowed to just say the patricians go out and die. The voting begins now. I like how you're all just like, let it be. Full disclosure is 100% going to vote to go off to die. Self-assassination is a tactic. So I've seen this one succeed, like with just leaving it be. I've seen this one succeed. I've also seen an option where you just like make friends with it or something. I don't remember how that one happens. No, we failed. A couple of your nobles breathe a sigh of relief. No one wants to get into a fight with a Kraken if they can help it. But your laissez-faire attitude doesn't go down so well with the patricians. As the months go by, the Kraken continues to hamper their trade routes without a care in the world. Oof. Well, Franco's poor again. They're aggrieved. Trade is down rather sharp, actually. And authority is poor. Ugh, that's not good. Down in the march, Baron Frequency Ash is visiting the wizard Gordius in his tower of black basalt. Lava bubbles and cracks in the stone, somehow flowing uphill. Last night, as I slept, I walked through the glittering halls of the apiary. Do you know what I saw? Vast crystalline palaces, dream queens upon shimmering thrones. The hives go from strength to strength. What happened to our deal, you fool? Am I dealing with an incompetent? Please, just give me a few more months. By the 9th, I won't let you down. See that you don't. Those who waste my time quickly discover that the 7 hells hold no torments, like an irritated wizard. Barons are not achieving their anti-farming goal. Good grief, a bribe is sharp here. Tarnation. I chose the wrong wizard. It's a cheesy Gordius from the court. You have killed many of the beasts, but they will rise again. proposal? Nothing. Bribe all of us. Okay. That would be a good queen, just ignore a Kraken. Is she really good enough? I'm just asking questions. Hey, I'm not the one who said that. I just said let's not have the patricians' navy just go off and get themselves killed. That's all I said. You all decided to do nothing. Like a true political party. I'm going to ride a little dangerous. Kraken attack was an inside shot. Oh boy. Alright, we've got a bard going on. Franco's no longer the poorest. Oh, Ash is more broke than you are. Faithful to my money. Your Majesty, a traveling bard. She says she has come to compose a song for you. Not just any bard, your highness, the best in all the land. Sally Six Fingers, they call me. A song, you say? About me? Why, of course. In fact, I have the tune and verse all but ready. I've saved my best work for you, my queen. All I require is a subject. What should I tell the masses of you? What would you like to inspire? Teach them to fear me, teach them to love me. I think fear would raise authority. I'm going to say love me. I will do so, your highness. Absolutely. Give me but a few weeks and everyone within the Crown Lands will know of your benevolence. Pray, I need only a small payment of 500 gold for the time. Discounted rate for an esteemed as yourself. Whatever they're paying you, I'll double it. The barons and the counts paid for this. The song has the desired effect, with everyone praising your good nature. Excellent. I know, quadruple to make it 5% better. Our tax dollars at work. So we have a lot of action going on over here in the east. So what's this about counterfeit currency? The East has been prosperous of late, but my tax collector is reporting suspicious coins in the latest takings. The whole region is awash with fake money. The council needs to act. Don't one in the East to examine their coins and return any duds. Offer a substantial reward if the counterfeiters are caught. Order your artificers to invent a new coin that's harder to counterfeit. Please give us your fake money. So I have a feeling that a lot of you want to vote A. I don't necessarily think I want to veto this one. So instead, pay me. You want to lower stability and authority? Pay me. It has literally no upsides. Voting is open. I meant to say that. I'll give it an extra 10 seconds. Town criers across the east ring their bells and order townsfolk to be aware of forged coins. Unfortunately, the result is a complete loss of trust in the Queen's coinage. Eastern townsfolk barter goods instead, while the merchants ask for foreign currencies. Oof. Hey, Counts, remember when your trade was like 9 or something? What's going on over there? Your Highness, I'm as devout as anyone, but it's beyond ridiculous that for one day of every week, all the shops shut and no one gets work done. I know, it's the 9th god's holy day, the day he rested after slaughtering the other gods like cattle, but must interrupt trade. I'm leaving profit on the table, right? Yeah, here we are, let's get the trade back going. Come on. And need I remind you that the East is the economic powerhouse keeping the kingdom afloat, is it? We should receive special dispensation. Can't believe the Queen isn't doing anything about the counterfeit coin. She can't be trusted to be in charge. You're thinking of our farming. Whoa, the 9th god is way more hardcore than expected. The economy. You want to carry working through the day of rest? Not me personally, just my employees. This is sacrilege, by the way. Ah! I assure you, High Inquisitor, I have nothing but the utmost devotion to the 9th, but I need to think about my profits. Allow people to work on holy days, but only in the East. Allow people to work on holy days throughout the kingdom. Keep the weekly day of rest. Here's my invisible hand of the market emote. I really don't like any of these. I'm just going to say that I'm in for this. Voting is open. I want to be lazy. It's a tie. I win. Thanks to its immense trade value, the East receives a special dispensation for its merchants to operate during holy days. Profits increase as a result, but congregations quickly shrink. The Archbishop tries to encourage better attendance, but the marketplace is more tempting than a dreary sermon. Some counts' wealth has increased. Faith is now agnostic. Trade is now prosperous. Of course, the 1% thinks we don't work hard enough. We don't actually work. In the darkest depths of the eastern forest, Countess Cessball has gathered her fellow plotters around a mossy stone obelisk. The kingdom's not exactly peaceful, but there's no way we could stage the abduction of the queen without being noticed. We need chaos! The Count's aim is to lower stability to 4 or less. Anonymous voting, reverse voting, swing votes. Nope. Royal Gamble is serving me quite well, thank you very much. I didn't want to say anything, but getting Defiance up for probably everyone would have been very funny. We had nearly enough chances to lower farming. After the loss of our bees, everyone wants to put their nose to the grindstone since our luck is dead. A letter of thanks. Your Majesty, a letter for you. The Chancellor hands you a small, tattered envelope. On the back is a seal you don't quite recognize, but you're sure it's from the March. Your esteemed Highness, recently you hosted us when we were in need. You'll be pleased to know that we have been cured with the help of a powerful witch in the woods. Please accept this gift as a token of gratitude. We will always be in your debt. The Chancellor hands you a small cedar wood lockbox. Inside are a number of gold coins and a ruby-encrusted silver brooch. Yeah, give the brooch to, spouse wife. The brooch, an exquisite example of marcher fashion, is granted to your wife Dominica, while the gold is tossed into the treasury. The march is hyper poor. They literally have no money. A laughing stock. Your Majesty, the acclaimed playwright Percival Natterflit has written another smash hit. All the theaters in the capital are showing it nightly. What's the problem? The problem is the new play features a character obviously based on you. How am I portrayed? The character is played by a professional clown named Biffo. At one point, a bucket of custard is upended over her head as she sits on the throne. Your Highness, peasants and nobles alike are watching this play. The theaters are packed. You must put a stop to it. You simply cannot be known as Queen Biffo. I think I'll attend the play myself. A shocked silence falls in the theater as heralds announce your arrival. You wave from the royal box as the actors stare up at you, clearly horrified. The show must go on. The play begins. Soon enough, the clown queen arrives on stage, immediately tripping over her own robes. They somehow found an actor who looks just like you. Endless humiliations are heaped upon this honking, squeaking parody. Finally, the play concludes with the custard-drenched queen handing her crown to the deserving hero. All eyes turn to you. How do you react? Climb onto the stage. The actors shrink away from you. The audience are deadly silent. Everyone's terrified of what you'll do next. Good show, everyone. Good show. The audience break out into relieved cheers. The actors bow before you, weeping from gratitude. I've got two doppelgangers. Yeah, and this theater troupe got it way faster. After that, the whole capital can talk about nothing but your good humor and mercy. Falsely accused. Your Serene Highness, I bring bad news from our newly constructed prison in the coast. Is the underfunded prison causing problems over here? Well, the commoners have a lot in common with bees. They mocked her and she didn't even arrest them. Is she strong enough to be queen? One of the prisoners, a murderous rogue by the name of Mousejack Carnival, has escaped. His location is currently... The double doors bang open. A grubby-looking peasant strides into the council hall, escorted by an anxious watchman. In this room? Sorry, Your Majesty, he said it was urgent, and he was pretty persuasive. Your Majesty, I swear I'm innocent. Lord Patrician Frank OGT threw me in prison and trumped up charges simply because I said I didn't like his hat. Aha, Your Esteemed Highness, I have no idea what this fool is talking about. So the peasant back in prison, free Mousejack, and imprison Lord Patrician Frank OGT instead. Ask the spy master to investigate further. Allow both of them to go free. It is a pretty bad technical justice system. Yes. Clearly there's one who would claim that there's no one who would claim just like the hat. Well, if he has a nice hat, I would be upset as well. Y'all can do whatever. But I'm gonna say, if you want to lower my stability, pay me. Oh, whoops, I picked the wrong one. Oops. Whoops, wrong one. Well, that's gonna bite me, no doubt. I picked the wrong one. Oops. It's a bad hat! I shouldn't go to prison for speaking a simple truth. The hat looks stupid! One more bad word about my hat name and I'll kill you myself! It's not that I played into Cess's hands, it's that I picked the wrong thing, and that played into her hands. It takes 7 watchmen to restrain Lord Patrician Frank OGT as Mousejack Carnival is dragged down to your dungeons. Thank you, Your Serene Highness, for listening to reason. Truly, you are most wise. You bimboed right into Cess's hands. Yep, I did. I like how Automod didn't like that when on basis of misogyny. It's just like, no, I know what I am. The false imprisonment of Mousejack Carnival enrages the peasantry, but at least it reinforces the message that the Queen's justice cannot be overturned. New Files Gaga is now following. Hello there, welcome. Powdered Oof. Hello there. There's no false prisoner in here. They're clearly in prison. The Queen cares about hats, but not rings. Scandalous. Alright, and that's the end of that season. Hi there, welcome you two. The monarch currently has no heir. Working on it. Losing trust, the summer games. Hey, heir! Is it time to rebel? No, not at the moment, no. Where'd you all show up, actually? Alright, so we have another patrician and another count. Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. The crown will be passed to... my daughter. Stability goes back up. What's her name? Cordelia the Second. Come on, Spy Master, come help me win this game. Child acquired. I bought this child off the shelf. Alright. Losing some trust over here in the east. I'm kind of interested in seeing how this Summer Games thing plays out, though. The child came from Franco's prison. The Summer Games have begun. Your royal yacht glides into port at Thalassus. Anxious servants lay out the red carpet while shooing away seagulls. Ho there, your esteemed highness. Beautiful day, isn't it? Come with me. Your carriage to the grand arena is waiting. Let's go. There must be thousands of people in the arena, peasants and patricians alike. But you have the best view in the house, and as you step out and wave, the crowd chants your name. We have 2 different events we could show you today, your esteemed highness. Which would you prefer to witness, a gladiator fight or a monster battle? Tell me about this monster battle. We've sailed the furthest oceans and delved the deepest jungles to bring back exotic beasts for our gladiators to fight. One human fighter's mettle will be tested against a creature from your nightmares. In the gladiator fight, 2 of the most fearsome fighters across the Celeste Oth will clash for the title of Golden Champion. No rules, no limits, cheating encouraged, blood and heartbreak guaranteed. I think I'd rather watch PvP. Bring out the gladiators. Lord Patrician Frank OGT steps up to the podium, speaking into a bronze tube that projects his voice across the entire arena. I thought for a hot second that Franco was going to participate. heard the queen's wife consorted with the cursed were-beast. Is the child really of rolling blood? I'm just asking questions. You stop that immediately. Our first competitor has undertaken the perilous journey from Atesh to be here, so let's give him a warm welcome. He used to be a common mercenary until he realized there's a more lucrative way of getting paid for killing. Provided you win the grand prize, of course. Give it up for Captain Shaquille. Out into the circle of sand strides a stocky man as wide and robust as a beer barrel, his broad belly crisscrossed with the scars. He is confident enough to forego armor. His only weapon is a primitive-looking wooden club with nails hammered into it.
Take it easy, you're tearing my heart out!
He looks like he hasn't washed in months, and flies buzz around from his tangled scalp. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Shaquille can smell the Golden Champion title at this point. But first, he'll have to get through our other competitor. He was trained as an assassin by the Viper's children, but he failed his final exam. Now he's got something to prove. All the way from the Shadowlands, it's the one, the only, Moose Arthur! Moose! Listen to the crowd go. A man easily 7 foot tall, rippling with muscles, stomps out into view. He was deigned to go without armor, his oiled skin gleaming in the sunlight. Wow, no armor amongst either of them. He is dual-wielding swords, one longer than the other. Bowing his head, he kisses a golden locket that's hanging around his neck. As the two gladiators drum up the crowd's support, Lord Patrician Frank OGT turns to you with a gleam in his eye. Half the fun at the Summer Games is gambling. Why don't you go place a bet before the fight begins? What are the odds? Bookies mostly look at the fighter's capabilities, but they also take the opinion of the crowd into account. The bookie's favorite is Moose Arthur. Bet on him and you only get your money back plus 20%. Captain Shaquille is the underdog. A successful bet on him means you double your money. Nah, I'm good. Alright, Franco. You're putting 100 out of 300 on the line here. The crowd roars and stamps until the whole Coliseum shakes. Captain Shaquille and Moose Arthur circle each other warily, each waiting for the other to make the first move. Get on with it! Boring! One of you cowards better spill some blood soon or I'll release a few wyverns into the arena! Spurred on by Lord Patrician Franco GT's mockery, Captain Shaquille and Moose Arthur launch themselves at each other, weapons swinging, sparks fly as club meets sword. It's all over so quickly. In a sudden whirl of razor-sharp steel, Moose Arthur sends Captain Shaquille's head flying from its neck. Blood spills over the sand. And the winner is Moose Arthur. Depths below, what rotten luck. Oh boy, ban the arena. Oh boy, ban the arena. That sounds like a terrible idea. You lose your money instead of the kingdom. Having gold was nice. The people happy for Moose out there. Well, the Summer Games has many more diversions to offer your august majesty, all in good time. For now, shall we break for lunch? The next week of the Summer Games is packed with entertainment, athletic competitions, chariot races, copious amounts of wine, and above all, blood in the sand. On your journey back to the palace, you reflect that your attendance at the games has certainly helped cement the patrician's support. You can't ban Quake 3. These violent video games! Your Majesty, the common folk of the East still don't trust our coins. They've gone back to bartering with chickens and bushels of wheat. If we don't do anything to win back their trust soon, their economy will completely implode. Or so we buy up all the chicken and wheat and other barter goods? Wow, that's a solution. They should adopt a foreign currency instead, without having done anything, claim to have solved the crisis. There is nothing to be done. A lot of these drop stability. One of them drops farming. And a lot of my treasury. I'm going to say no to that one. As much as I... Well, I would raise my trade. Every option loses ability. Mission accomplished. Well, that doesn't is a weighted coin flip. Yep. My end goal is trade. That is absolutely true. You know what? There's no problem. I'm just gunning for the treasury over here. This basically advances everyone's goals with the side effect of dumping the treasury. You send burly goons with swords to buy up everything they can in the villages of the east. Crops, livestock, tools, they don't take no for an answer. Soon the village is left with nothing but coins, forcing them to participate in the economy once more. Though in the scramble to buy their tools back, many farmers pay double what they're worth. Kind of regretting not using the gamble action on that one, because that would have mitigated things a lot. Oh well. The kingdom's on the brink of chaos. It's perfect. We have to strike. What do you intend us to do? Swoop in and kidnap the queen in full view of the honor guard and the palace watch? No, of course not. We need to use the chaos to our advantage. Hello there, Belladonna Nightshade. Welcome. Hello, everyone. What were you all up to? I am Fernea, a variety/retro VTuber. We're currently doing a community game stream right now. If you'd all like to join, feel free. Just type in !join followed by your pronouns, and you will be able to help shape the political events of the kingdom, if you be so inclined to join. Bard Ruiner of Kingdom arrives. I cost Bella the game unknowingly. Oh, that sounds like a riot. I've not won this yet, but I also feel like that I came close, except I got absolutely ripped off once. This one's going better for the most part. The queen doesn't like me asking questions. Hi, welcome. All right, counts. What's your plan? Lure the queen to the east and abduct her there, which is raise your own defiance? Or manufacture a food crisis and kidnap the queen during the relief efforts, which is to lower your own farming? 10 gold prison. First time king of the castle player, had loads of fun. Oh yeah, this game is fun, yeah. Everyone's distracted by the newcomers. It's like, oh yeah, we should actually vote. It is counts only. Alright. Raise your own defiance. Going the exact opposite of what you were before. We need to convince the Queen that the East is on the verge of rebellion. In the current climate, she'll be forced to make a diplomatic visit to smooth things over. That's when we strike. One queen enters the peace tent, and another one leaves. For the final stage of their scheme, the counts must raise their defiance to at least 7, but without starting a rebellion. Ooh. You could actually rebel for real right now. Why 7? The kingdom's in great jeopardy and the council is calling for the queen's inner circle to resign. We need to increase the pressure. If the queen's in a weak enough position, she's got no choice but to bow to our demands. No more interfering, spy master. No more marshal or chancellor or treasurer. A whole new inner circle, all made up of patricians. For the next stage of their scheme, the patricians must lower their authority to 4 or less in 3 seasons. And it's auction time, of which Terra has more money than most people combined. Alright, so Barons farming down is A. Barons military down is A. Counts farming up is C. Counts faith up is D. Patricians faith down is E. And authority down is F. Gee, I wonder what you're all going to vote for. Voting begins immediately. Fund student loan. I think it's really funny how everyone just has no money. Doesn't matter for us, C hurts the Barons. Yeah, that's true. As everyone goes bankrupt except for Cess. Well, Barons and Counts are on the verge of rebellion. Patricians cannot start a rebellion. Made your own bet at the start, money-wise. At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be the architect of a new golden age. You've succeeded on that front. The kingdom has never been more prosperous. Well done, your majesty. Defiance down across the board. Oof. But to shut down your nobles scheming for good, we need to build on that reputation. Your advisors have some ideas. Have you heard of the Scepters of Ages? It's an ancient lost artifact formed by Queen Alma the Wise. There's a legend that any queen who recovers it will rule over a golden age. My advice, on the other hand, would be to infiltrate each region with loyal spies, defeat their schemes with schemes of our own, but the Chancellor has other ideas. Stability in trade or faith in trade? Oh. I'm gonna go with stability because I'd rather have things that directly contest the stability thing. I'll begin recruiting spies. We'll send them across the kingdom in the guise of traveling bards. But this will require a fine touch. Your priority is to raise your kingdom's stability and overall trade as much as you can. And of course, there can't be open rebellion amongst the nobles. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to raise that stability. Alright, bankruptcy looms. I don't want to do that one, so let's go to investigate this rogue golem. rogue golem has crossed into our territory over the Ashmedian border, my liege. This could be an exciting opportunity, says Skitch. Let's hear what the definition of a golem is. A machine in the shape of a man, usually sculpted from clay or stone. The Ashmedians use them for drudge work and warfare. What's so exciting about it? Please, my liege, this is the chance to figure out how this golem magic works. We could even turn it against Ashmead. Your Majesty, the barons would drown their own ground mothers to gain an advantage over Ashmead, or over the counts and patricians. Golems are an offense to the ninth god, and they're dangerous. We should destroy it before it gets out of control. Use it as a source of labor, add it to the Marcher army, take it apart and figure out its secrets, destroy it. Voting's not open yet. Yeah, Take It Apart does have pretty good odds, yeah. Yeah, I'd kind of like to know what makes a golem work. Sure, we won't do anything harsh here. I'm genuinely interested in seeing where this goes. Voting is open. Sorry about that, Sass. Got a vote from Powder Doof in there, as well as New Fast Gaga. Watch this 80% roll fail. Yeah, and of course, you know the 50% will have worked. You can vote D for fun. Alright, here we go. The secrets of the golem have been a mystery for too long. I'll put our very best artisans to work to figuring it out. No! They disassemble it, however some of kind of Ashmedian safety measure gets tripped. The golem goes wild, killing dozens of artisans. Then it goes on a rampage, pulling up farmland and massacring peasants across the march. Confound it. You watch, if we had gone for the 50, that would have worked. You know it would happen. You know it would happen. After many casualties, Marcher troops are finally able to put it down. In the aftermath, you're left with nothing but clay shards and regret. Yeah, that was particularly catastrophic. Treasury is almost empty. Where did it all go? I couldn't possibly say. Perhaps you've been spending a little too freely. Far from raising taxes, we have precious few options. Why couldn't you have come to me about this next season, honestly? Get a bank loan, sell off the crown jewels, perhaps crack open some of your predecessors' tombs. Most buries a pile of gold, so I've heard. All of these options are not great. Winning, aside from us counts, patricians can just rebel if they want. This is how you get ghosts. Just make money. It takes money to make money. You know, it's going to be a bit of a dice, but I'm going to say let's take the loan. The Bank of Solvent and Gaul operates from the fabulously wealthy Republic of Kurth all the way across the Western Sea. They assure you, however, that they maintain total independence from the Republic. The banker they send to take your signature has delicate hands and sharp teeth. He watches you as you put pen to paper, eyes glittering. Make more money. I am not printing up a bunch of money, especially when we're trying to deal with a counterfeit crisis in the East. No. You're making an excellent decision, Your Majesty. You shall pay us back with 25% interest in 1 year. Oh boy. Saddling the kingdom in debt isn't great optics, but you had no other choice. Down in the march, Baron Frequency Ash is visiting the wizard Gordius in his tower of black basalt. Lava bubbles and cracks in stones somehow flowing uphill. Last night, as I slept, I walked through the glittering halls of the apiary. And you know what I saw? Ruined palaces, cracked and faded, the thrones of the Dream Queen stand empty, the hives are dead or dying, all goes according to plan. My thanks, great wizard. Now shall we discuss how to overthrow this troublesome queen? Alright, barons. Curse her with a fate worse than death, raise trade, send her far away so she can never return, raise stability. Ooh, both of these are making you play into my own interests as well. Ugh. Our bees aren't recovering. Got one for A. Vote S. Let's see here. Then we only have 2 barons. Okay. Vote no. I agree with vote no. Worse than death? Well, it can be done, but I will require an additional fee. Enough gold to sink a galleon, perhaps. That's a good start. Great God, I thought we'd already sealed the deal. No, something you should learn. Dealing with wizards is a tricky business. Now get me that gold. For the final stage of their scheme, the barons must raise their trade to at least 8. Okay. Patricians, you're paying me. Look how much the counts have. Look how much defiance the counts have versus how much stability and authority I have. It's not about taking their money, it's about giving me money and being able to deal with that interest. They have defiance low enough for me to get away with it, that's why. People live to be taxed. Hello there, came with the raid, having issues, but I fixed them, so hello. Hi there! Glad your issues are resolved. Hope you enjoy yourself. Ambition, spy network. All goes according to plan, Your Majesty, let me show you. Your spy master takes you through a secret passage in your own private office. You emerge in a hidden chamber where a number of hooded figures are waiting. These are my agents. They can blend into a crowd as effortlessly as they can slip a knife between a traitor's ribs. Why didn't I know about this chamber? Don't worry about it. The palace is riddled with the secret passages and hidden rooms. I'll keep track of them for you. Soon, our spies will infiltrate the courts of all the nobles on your council disguised as traveling bards. One of the spies tosses aside her cloak, revealing a lute and the colorful costume of a troubadour. With charm and flattery, they'll worm their way into your nobles' hearts and minds. Then we will have a spy network, the likes of which the world has never seen. I hope to make even the Gaunt of Tavolin look like rank amateurs. Can they give us a song? A few notes are plucked from the lute. The assembled spies launch into a ballad. It's actually not bad. Your toe is tapping. If you think this is good, you should see them throw a knife and cut a rope at 30 yards. This should put a stop to their foolish schemes, and it will keep the kingdom stable for the rest of your reign. A little blackmail is a small price to pay. A week passes before you hear more news. Your spy master arrives in your office with a tiny scroll, small as a cherry stem, clutched between 2 fingertips. This is a message from one of our agents in the field, Your Majesty. I sent her to Lady Patrician Powder Oofs via disguised as a troubadour, with a fiddle at the ready. Open it. Of course. Wait to hear the success of your fledgling spy. The spy master... I found it! The spy master studies the scroll for a moment, then sighs and holds it over a candle flame. It vanishes in a puff of cinders. She was turned away at the gates. There's no money for entertainers at the moment and little reason to celebrate with song and dance. I suspect it's the same story all over the kingdom. We'll try again in a few months. Ugh, I have to stall for 2 more seasons. Alright, smart. Look, our serfs are hardworking. They don't want days off, and they do want higher taxes. Saying, don't worry about it just makes me worry more, and game may or may not be over. Yeah, I was hoping I would land it there, but no. Oh, I'm sure he'll get the trade up. A proposition. Your Majesty, I have an idea, the best since lined parchment, I dare say. An expedition. To Chur! Sounds churlish. Don't be so quick to judge, I implore you. The great unexplored and untamed wilderness far across the eastern sea awaits. You have a lot of wealth at the moment. No, I don't. Not really. It's just sitting around collecting dust. Why not make a sound investment and send explorers to Chur? Who knows what they might find? Treasure, rare materials, ancient history, a new disease? She's a bit too animated when she says the word disease. I'm not wasting money on such a risk. She looks crestfallen, but nods curtly. Very well, Your Highness. Your pile of gold will remain a pile, perhaps another time. I just took a huge loan, you idiot. Yeah, on your advisory, no less. It's a quiet day at the castle. Council is not in session, and Dominica is on a hunt in the Blackweald. You're idly rearranging your bookshelf, wondering if you'll ever get to read the old tome from your father's collection when you come across something new. I wonder if it's one of Dominica's. It's a dog-eared book with no title and a broken spine. Extracting it from behind the others without it falling apart is tricking. When you open it, however, you're taken aback by what you find. Where did this come from? You recognize an old religious text, the very same that once spawned the cult of the Undivided and is now considered their most important scripture. You stash it in the secret compartment of your wardrobe as wheels turn feverishly in your mind. Later that night, your wife Dominica returns. You act as if nothing is the matter, but can't forget what you saw. You know what? Let's see where this goes. You mentioned the book that you found in the back of the bookcase. Dominica freezes up. You found it, did you? What's going on? She sighs heavily, quickly making sure the windows and doors are securely shut. Oh bother, terribly sorry, my love. I suppose I should get used to sharing more things with you. My beliefs are important to me, after all. Alright, tell me about them then. Really? Well, I'm a follower of Carolia Arago's teaching. It has to do with a very fundamental misunderstanding of the oldest of the Church's scriptures. For the next couple hours, Dominica explains Carolia's book in excruciating detail, pointing out that where the Church has gone wrong and what the ninth god really means to her. The more she talks, the more sense she makes. It's hard to disagree with Carolia's arguments when you really stop to think about them. You talk long into the night, bonding over a heated and passionate theological discussion. Married a cultist into the royal family.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Ooh. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to make a call for unity at this point. Rebellion, opening strike, covering your tracks. Let's see opening strike over here before we get to this rebellion nonsense. It's been a long time coming. Over 300 years ago, the East was conquered, but before that we were our own rulers with a lineage of monarchs stretching back 1,000 years. The glory days. Indeed, and that's why we must rise up. By replacing Vacuum on the throne, we will reclaim what we have lost. But first we must decide on tactics. My fellow counts, I ask you, how should we strike first? We can launch a preemptive strike against the patricians to cripple their military capabilities. If we suspect the barons may join our cause, we can call them to war. They'll be more likely to join us if the Queen's authority is low. We could also call upon the church to condemn the Queen. Or, finally, you can send off an assassin to nip this one in the bud. Alright, this is a count's vote. What are you going to go for? Is it always you? She actually sacrifices wealthy people to bonfire. I like how Sess is just like, yeah, go punch Frank. Send Franco to the creek. The Counts launch a surprise attack on the coast, slashing and burning their way across fields and farmlands. They catch a regiment of the coastal army unawares and spring in ambush, slaughtering them to a man. Common folk whisper that the battleground will be stained red for a generation. Farming down, military weak. Rebels gain a victory point. Oof. Most pleasing, down with the Queen. The Eastern soldiers return home in triumph, leaving the coast devastated in their wake. Offloading your interest onto them. At long last, the Counts have reached their boiling point. You're confronted in your throne room by Countess Terra as she smiles as sharp as a scalpel. The Counts of the East will bring you down, pretender to the throne. We will rise up to fight for Vacuum, the true king. This is a formal declaration of war. Next time we see each other, we'll be on the battlefield. Ugh. Well, this is lame. Come now, traitors. Get to the chop. But you can't do this. I'm an envoy. See how the Queen's tyranny gets worse by the day? Well, your watchman wastes no time. Countess Terra is dragged out into the courtyard. Her head is struck from her shoulders. I didn't expect him to move so boldly, Your Majesty. This game has captured me, to be sure. Terra II has joined the council, for what it's worth. What are our chances? The Counts are formidable, but not undefeatable. I hope they don't persuade any other regions to join the rebellion. That would be disastrous. The leader of the rebellion is Count Nuz Fazgaga. As reason for the uprising, he's citing your past transgressions. Mainly the decision to try to destroy the Eastern Bees in the March. Why is it them and not Sess? The kingdom is divided. There will be a lot of death and suffering before all this is over. I can't wait. I'll get through dig out the trebuchets. By the way, why is it every time I play this game, y'all just rebel? I'm the only one who cares about the bees. A few weeks have passed since you and Dominica first talked about the teachings of the cult of the Undivided. Since then, you've become more and more invested. What she says is true. There's a lot of evidence behind this so-called heresy. Renea, the High Inquisitor! Did she string up another servant for blasphemy? Worse, she just cornered me and started asking questions about you. Why haven't you been to church recently? That sort of thing. I detest this dirty business, but we should do something about her before she finds out about us. Do you have any preference? Sure, we can find a peaceful resolution with a little guile. Perhaps a spot of blackmail will do the trick. Yeah, let's go with that because everything else fails horribly. A thug such as herself will know what it means to go against her queen. First, we'll go to an ally who can be trusted and get incriminating information. I'll talk to the spy master about it. It takes a while before you hear anything on the matter. Your spy master assures you she'll find something eventually, but every second that passes increases your anxiety. Something turns up eventually, but it's hardly useful blackmail material. You learn that the High Inquisitor once kicked a puppy that was following her around town, but that's all. As if she's never committed a truly scandalous act in her life. At least we have something. Armed with your new knowledge, you corner the High Inquisitor one morning during your rounds of the castle. Dominica stands beside you, a sinister smile on her face. This is going dumb. To what do I owe the pleasure, my queen consort? This is going nowhere. Her eyes flit between the two of you like a pair of deadly hornets. You state your demand that she leave you and Dominica alone. When she finally speaks, her voice is dripping with venom. Do you think your threats scare me? You may be the queen, but I'm an instrument of the ninth god, and you will soon face his judgment. With that, she departs. I'm sure you tried your best, but I don't think you went.
But nothing happens.
Spread the information to reduce her influence. Good grief. This is the part that I don't like. If you end up in a situation where you have a rebellion, then all of your stats just go straight to hell and you can't really do anything anymore. And I always get people rebelling against me, so I never get to do anything. You know what? If I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose on my terms. Just gonna veto this because it's just a matter of course at this point. When there's only one candidate, there's only one choice. With no choice that would prevent all-out rebellion, you are forced to take back your words and officially denounce Dominica. She suffers an extraordinary fall from grace as the public turns against her, blaming her for misguiding you. Dominica is devastated, disappearing on hunts for days or even weeks at a time to avoid both public appearances and speaking to you. Somewhere along the coast, Lord Patrician Frank OGT strolls in his olive grove, accompanied by a close friend. The ninth god has finally answered your prayers, my friend. The council demands the queen's advisors resign. The queen is too weak to resist. Our replacements are waiting in the wings. In fact, the weakened queen has already started listening to my advice. Coastal taxes have been lowered and our merchants prosper. Once our advisors surround the queen, we'll have complete control of what she hears. We will shape her reality. We'll treat the queen like a mushroom, keep her in the dark, and feed her. Now, let's not be vulgar. The question is, what should we do with this control? You know, I feel like this is just kind of spinning wheels. Who else is in the Patricians? Frank, Doves, and Powder Oof. You can't change your vote. The others got it, though. Yeah, game's over. Once we've taken over the Queen's inner circle, we'll convince her to abdicate, for the good of the kingdom, of course. Of course, and appoint me in her place, I presume. Indeed. Will the other regions be furious? Not if they despise the current queen, they'll welcome a new monarch with open arms, even if it's a coast dweller. For the final stage of their scheme, the patricians must raise other regions' defiance to a combined total of at least 18. Or ensure the current rebellion continues. Gee, I wonder if that's a winning condition. Alright. Something's wrong. Yep, there it is. Yeah, it is really spinning its wheels over here. It's like, no, I know I lost. I have no authority. I have no stability. Like, I lost. I double lost. Rebel just because. Ah, hail your majesty. Do you have a moment? Skitch, you traitor. Of course. I spoke with my fellow barons, and we're all in agreement you are not capable of leading us to victory in this war. I spoke to the patricians, and they've come to the same conclusion. We think it would be best if you step down before the realm suffers any further. Are you suggesting I abdicate? Not a suggestion. We've already sent word to Count New Fazgaga. He's agreed to a truce if you step down. I'm sorry, Your Majesty, but this is your only choice. You've lost confidence in your vassals. Abdicate or face a kingdom united against you. Well, time to go. The next morning, every noble in the kingdom turns up to see you sign the abdication papers. The stands are packed to the brim, with Count New Fazgaga sitting in front and center, smiling smugly. You, on the other hand... I'm not going to run from this nonsense. Ignore the snickers and the whispers. You're nothing if not dignified, and sit down to sign. The Chancellor offers you a sympathetic look as the paper is placed before you. The ink has barely left her quill before Count New Fazgaga whisks it away to hold up before the council. A cheer goes up. Well, we've won. This was easier than I expected. You slink out the back door as the crown is lowered on Vakim's head. I got an achievement for losing authority. During a rebellion, the Loyalists decided the rebels had the right idea about Queen Fornea. She was forced to abdicate and fled across the Ghost Sea. The patricians' attempt to replace the Queen's advisors never panned out. One night, Lord Patrician Frank OGT awoke to find the smiling spymaster holding a knife to his throat and kindly asking him to desist. The attempt to woo Gordius to the Marcher cause was doomed to failure. Eventually, the wizard, bored of these mortal quabbles, burned Baron Frequency Ash to a crisp with one well-placed fireball. With the Queen's credibility in tatters, Vakim, leader of the Eastern Rebellion, seized the moment and seized the throne. Yeah, I got out of this better than Ash did. The unready. That was going so well until it suddenly wasn't. I didn't realize you were all going to go surge for option A as hard as you did. I really thought you were going to try and throw me against the bad dice roll. In retrospect, I should have done the gambler thing on that to mitigate the damage, or just veto it. Probably should have just vetoed it. Yeah, like every time I play this, like I always get rebelled against, and it's always just like, okay, well now everything gets crippled and you lose. Like, well, thank you. Alright, so I have another community game that I'd be up for playing, but first I'm going to go use the restroom, so I will be back.